Alright, welcome to another day of Ether Raids. So we're actually catching up now. So this is going to be in the same recording session. So I finished those, previous matches that I had in the backlog. So now this is a new match on Saturday. We're going to do the voice details. Commentary. And we're going to play the match as well. This is we're gonna pretty much this one we're gonna be banking on Shez, legendary male Shez, to be able to take out the Ather. Hardy bearing, brave hits.
This is challenging.
Yunaka won't enjoy that. And then on top of that, the miracle support from Rhea. There's a lot going on there to keep fallen female Ather alive, which I think she is actually really good. I'm like, when she first came out, I didn't know what to do with her because Neathhogger was still so very good. Both blue and red were still very good. But now, because Brave is so prominent or required in the meta to take out certain units, this Ather is looking more attractive as a far save option. And I like the support that she's offered as well. So Neathhoggers are kind of falling off the meta. Wow, Neathhogger is going bye-bye.
This is
Can't believe it. It's not that she's no longer able to tank things. She can still tank very well, especially if you were to give her a similar amount of support that this Ather is getting. She'd still perform very well as a save. It's just the Brave, the Erica ring, having to having a unit that naturally has Brave versus having to equip an Erica ring onto a unit just to get the effect, it's a little bit of a deficit because you would love to give Neathhogger something else that would allow her to perform well instead of the Erica ring, but she kind of needs the Erica ring in the meta that we're currently in the Miracle meta that we're currently in. So that's really the reason that Neathhogger is falling off. Brave hits have always been very, very strong, and I kind of like that IS is finding a way to reincorporate that into the meta. But I also wish that we could get Katria back, so I'm conflicted. I look at my Katria in my barracks and I'm just like, man, please fix her, give her a good refine, because she is such a meta impactful unit, and all she needs, she doesn't even need to have Triangle Attack be good again, because really all you would do is to fix Triangle Attack is to make it dual phase, because you only really get the Triangle Attack in player phase when you're attacking. But if it's dual phase, then good unit. But I don't think they're going to do that. They'll probably sell it on a new unit. But yeah, to fix Katria herself, she just needs more damage. Just give her a way to do more damage. And I've been looking at trying to give her like Celestial Form, one of those B skills that give flyers more damage, but there really just isn't too much to pick from. But I could see Katria getting a refine that's going to turn her into a melee nuke, or increase her capability as a melee nuke, because that was her biggest problem. She just wasn't able to kill things. That right there was a really dirty play. I was very lucky that I was able to get out of that one, because Baby Golvig there kind of ruined things. I needed to swap there with Lucina, and action has been ended. Turn has been ended. So it's not often that it works, but it worked in the favor of my opponent just now, that particular setup. But luckily we have our dancer, the best dancer in the game, Plumeria, currently, coming in as our bonus unit, so we have an extra dance to spare, as well as the dual button that we'll take advantage of. We have a ton of actions here, so that's why I waited until turn 3, because I feel like I needed not just the extra actions, but Plumeria specifically for the additional plus 10 true damage, because I just wasn't getting through. As you can see here, still not getting through with Yunaka because of I'm assuming support. Peculiar here that Shez is not getting it, but we're gonna figure that out, because Shez is able to survive, not only kill but survive this Ather. I just gotta this is pretty close. That's 3. I just gotta find a way to get this to work. And then once I get this to work, we're gonna go in and take out everyone here. I think I got a plan here. We're gonna clear the penalties off of Shez.
What's wrong?
And then we're gonna see the damage output. Should be better now that he is no longer debuffed. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what we're looking for. He survives and he kills.
I will try.
I think Yunaka still dies. I mean Yunaka can get pretty far, so it's fine. Yeah, so we're gonna do it with Shez and then figure out the rest from there. We're gonna get Lucina up there as well. So we got a ton of actions. Golvig is gonna take some actions. This is gonna be a massacre. This is not like initially I was looking, this was not gonna be the topic, but this is a pretty decent defense for what it is, because initially I was looking at it and I'm like, how would I even go about trying to tank this? Because of Veronica here and the fact that she inflicts feud on tank teams or omni tank teams or save ball teams. Feud is a big detriment to them. Like, I was considering using my Erica team, attuned Erica, but that team really is dependent on his support, on Cetus' support, and to have that disabled by feud, I'm pretty sure my Erica would have died, my attuned Erica would have died to this Veronica, probably gotten outsped, and then, you know, 1 hit, 2 hit, death. So yeah, didn't want to go that route. And then I don't really have any other tank teams for this season. So it was that or Gale Forcing, and a lot of my teams are Gale Force heavy. I was considering the melee Gale Force option, but the trap placements, I'm pretty much certain that, those traps in the front were real. We just found one of the real traps, so, we probably could have gotten away with one if we gambled, but I didn't want to take that gamble today because it would have been an automatic loss. But with this approach, we can play a little bit more into what's going on here on the enemy defense and pick off the units one by one. Man, this summer Golvig is so good. This unit came out last year, over a year ago, and I'm still able to use her in a capacity that is extremely satisfying to me to use and still very functional. I don't, if you have her benched, you can probably pick her up and put her on a team and she'll still perform well for you. She's still performing very well for me, as you can see. It's just the support. I mean, she could probably even do this without the support, because the biggest drawback to her is just the debuffs, and once she's able to survive the first combat, she just gets going and she keeps going. And that trap was real, but it doesn't matter. We just wanted to get it out of the way. We're gonna pin low-key. But yeah, Golvig just keeps going, man, and it's so easy to use her. Man, good unit, still very good unit, over a year old and still good unit. And it's not even, the extra action is one. I don't know, I'm looking at, again, Brave Golvig. I don't know how they would make Brave Golvig good without giving her at least this much firepower, but then also mobility. I don't think, I feel like they're going to be stuck on limiting her actions to just the one additional action, which is in her B skill. If they gave her 2 extra actions, ooh, Brave Golvig would be cooking. 2 extra actions plus extra damage output. Man, I really hope they give her everything. I would love to be able to dust off my Brave Golvig and start using her again, especially with charge support. She was a really good unit, really fun to use, when she came out, and the far saves just got too strong for her, and the fact that she's a flyer meant that she was weak to bow units, and I think at the time we had Dual Marth, the other Dual Marth that had the Vantage bow. He was really, dominant, and he pretty much blew her up with the 2 hits. So I don't know. Hopefully they give her a ton of true damage, Brave Golvig, to allow her to survive matchups against saves, or even just, some more damage and one more action. Just one more, please. Yes, one more action for Brave Golvig, and she's gonna be so good. We're done with this one. Man, I gotta play 2 more matches. I think I'm hitting a backlog now. GG's. See you in the next one. Alright, here we go. We got another match underway. This one is going to be a little bit more challenging.
Say the word.
but I still think we should be able to get through victorious. Just got to be a bit careful with positioning. So far, my record against these teams that this attuned Tharja has been on is what, 3-0. I haven't won a single one so far. Every time I've come across this Tharja, so we're definitely not going to try to tank this, since every time I do that, I lose. We're going to go with a more player phasey approach, which makes sense, especially since Tina is here. She would basically just steal all of my bonuses, so tanking this would be pretty much impossible with the configuration that the opponent has here. So that's not going to be the best approach for this particular map. We're going to player phase, and we're going to see how we can get through this with, you know, not wasting too many actions. So basically my idea here is to get Camilla up there. Remember I was saying that this team is a little bit, what's the word, lackluster, or not as good as it could be, because I don't have the amount of actions that I actually want. I feel like I'm short one action on this team that would actually make it elite, or just so much better. And then also having someone with disarm trap would make this team a lot better. But, you know, we make do with what we got. I was actually considering putting Felix on this team, but I feel like having Shez just performs a bit better on this team overall. So we're gonna get into it, just making sure that I have it all lined up properly. I think it's gonna go something like this, and then I want to make sure that Hearthfelger can get in there and get some extra actions. I'm actually like her B skill. I really would love to get that B skill that gives Kanto as well as I'm thinking of dropping the Potent Assault, or the Potent is what she has currently, but I think she can run Potent Assault. So I'm thinking of trying to get that for her, or maybe just dropping that. But I think Potent Assault has Kanto in it, so that would solve my problems overall, I think. Because I kind of don't like the fact that she gets stuck quite a bit. And then also, 5 attacks versus 4. I typically find that I don't need that last hit, the 5th hit, so I'd probably be able to run something like the Celica Ring on her instead. I feel like that's that would be preferred for the situation the situations that I use her in, because one of the biggest problem with using her in this configuration is that it's hard to get her into a position to attack, which is why I use so many actions sometimes just on the setup alone. But for now, it looks like everything's going to be going okay with the plan that I have in mind.
What now?
I feel like I've taken enough time here just to set it up. Basically, we're going to take out the first couple of units here, the near save, of course, and then we're probably going to have to pin New Year's Ather, because I don't think I'll have enough actions to clear everything on one turn, and then I also won't be able to get my dual actions, because Ather actually would prevent me from activating the duo's hindrance, because of course she's a duo unit and I can't take her out since she's so far in the back. So that's pretty much the plan. I'm also considering, I try to consider waiting a turn, but I don't think I'll have that luxury, so we gotta go now, gotta go quickly, and we gotta go fast to try to get this one done. But that aside, let's see if there's anything else that
All right.
Well, where we last left off was pretty much just going over the Brave units for the last CYL was it the last one or the one before? Probably the one before, more than likely. And the fact that the refines are upcoming. I think I was talking about New Year's, not New Year's, Brave Golveg, and what I would like to see in her refine and just a refine. But also, I'm hoping that they do give them remixes. It's been so long; it would be such a pleasant surprise if they actually gave them remixes as well. I would really enjoy that. I feel like it's time. Looking at where we are now in the game, you kind of would need to give them both for them to really stand out, especially someone like Golveg and even Corrin. Brave Corrin, I feel like she would need that to really just, be a good save unit. She's just not, like, I don't see what you would put into her weapon aside from stats that would make her
Say the word.
good. I just don't see the potential there. So yeah, I definitely think
Name a target.
remixes should be introduced at this stage in the game because of the power creep, or the stage that we are in the game, and how powerful everything is. I feel like now is the time to get that done, or to introduce that into the game. Robin, I think I went over Brave Robin as well. I was just saying that there really isn't much there that he needs. There's some unique things that they can do with him. I just don't know if they're going to do it. And then, who did I leave out? Robin, Brave Golveg, Brave Corrin, Brave Soren. Soren is probably the easiest one. Soren is the easiest one to put together. It's so straightforward what he needs. Damage output, big thing that he needs. Although I'm not sure if they're going to give that to him, because it would kind of make him a little bit like he does the assigned decoy thing, but for him to also be able to nuke as well, yeah, that would make him an actually good unit. And I think what would, put him further over the edge is if he could inflict the assigned decoy on himself, to make himself the magic save, as it were to be, or just the far save unit, because he's decently bulky, and I could see that bulk increasing with a proper refine and remix. Again, I keep saying remix, but yeah, with a proper refine, I could see him becoming even more tanky. So I hope they go that route with him. And then, I don't know, man. Armors typically age well. Brave armors, they usually give them the goods, but so I don't see why they wouldn't do that for this Brave Corrin. But I mean, I'm also not the most optimistic about what they could potentially give to her, because her bulk was bad to begin with. I feel like she could end up getting a refine kind of similar to what Brave Ephraim got. So that was like the only Brave armor that didn't age well. Brave Ephraim, he was like the only one that didn't age well. So I'm hoping that they don't shortchange Corrin, but I do see it as a possibility, especially looking at that dual Corrin that we just fought a moment ago.
Say the word.
I feel like the refine is going to be somewhere. The remix is going to be somewhere refined, rather. It's going to be somewhere in vein with that dual Corrin, and that unit just isn't good. So yeah, fingers crossed, I guess, for what that could potentially be. And that covers that. Yeah, really not that much going on. I feel like I didn't completely cover the Diamant situation in terms of like everything that he was providing. I feel like there's still some things that I overlooked. But it was really just looking at, I haven't, like I said, pulled for him, and he's not available to me for me to really test out. But just by looking at what the testings that I've seen so far, he has been kind of lackluster, and probably that's for the best. If he was too strong, like if he was like able to just, with no support or with limited support, tank Camilla, then where would we be as a game? Like to have a unit that could just do that kind of it's probably kind of concerning. Although there are units that can currently do that in the game if you set them up right. I've just got a replay, like a defense replay, where the opponent was able to tank Camilla by just leaving the Omni tank by themselves and not giving them all the bonuses. So they were able to do that just by doing that strategy. But they still ended up losing because there just wasn't enough space for them to escape everything else that was going on my defense. So it was interesting to see. Not that, I wasn't aware that it could happen. I just hadn't seen anyone do it before. It's really interesting to know that it's a possibility, and then to see someone try to implement it was kind of, I don't know, cool to watch. But yeah, it still didn't go their way. Camilla is just really, really strong. I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to potentially nerf her, but she's definitely going to get nerfed. I feel like by September, I feel like there's going to be a nerf for Camilla. I have a couple of options here. In this particular matchup, I had a couple of options in terms of what to do, and I feel like I picked the right choice, which was to break the duel's hindrance, because I need those extra actions to be able to pin Ather. Otherwise, it would have just been an automatic loss. You see me here using the smart and turning off that feature so that I can get the dual button action, since I'm thinking that this Lucina here is going to be the last action, and I don't want the turn to end without popping her dual ability. And I'm probably going to pop, well, I think I already did, but yeah, I'm going to need the extra action just to be able to pin with the cancel that this unit has. It's great that, like, I can't see this being bad. I don't know where we're gonna get in the game for cancel to the thing that made cancel like irrelevant was cancel control on Nedius, and then they kind of just brought that whole thing back with Sakura. So yeah, cancel is just a really good skill to have. Sorry about that. Big yawn. Yeah, cancel is just a really good skill to have, just because it allows you the freedom to position wherever you want to go after taking an action, and it's so beneficial to positioning is very key to any strategy game. Just being able to set up right is a lot of times the difference between winning and losing. Very strong. Not something that should take up the full bulk of your weapon allotments, but still, it's a very strong thing to have. This match done and dusted. We're gonna play a couple more tomorrow and then call it there. GG's. See you in the next one.